Okay, so today I'm just going to move on with the content. Right. I think you can see my screen. So, and of course, for the benefit of those who've just joined us, I think Lechna, Kiran, Preet is your first lesson, Mari as well, right? So some things to take note of. Okay, of course, turn on your video, mute your microphone. If you need to ask a question, you can always use the chat function. Okay, if it's something urgent, just click on the raise hand icon. Maybe I'll just demonstrate to you once. We have more. Okay. Okay, so it's somewhere over here, reactions, under reactions. So you can actually raise your hand. So immediately they'll prioritize you and put you to the front. So then I'll be able to see you and get you to answer. Okay, right? So then at least we have some rules in line to help us, to make the class a bit more organized. Right? Of course, if you need to go toilet, just go ahead. But of course, drop me a message in the chat box so that I know you are somewhere and not missing somewhere. Okay? And lastly, of course, be respectful to one another. I think all of you are young adults. Okay, Sec 1's already. So
we're partially adult.
Partially, yeah. I like the word partially. Not
I'm
yet.
a child.
Yeah, I mean, you can be a child. I mean, sometimes even adults are child at heart. So that's fine. Okay?
Well, in unlike in opinion, I believe it depends.
Yeah, with a lot, it always depends. Let me just lower my hand. Otherwise, I'm just there. Okay, can. So I'm gonna get started. Let's just go back to the objectives of today. Today, we're actually covering comprehension. We've been doing a lot on compo. Okay, so today we'll be touching a little bit on compre, mainly to do with skimming and scanning. I think that's the first skill your teachers will teach you. Okay, skimming and scanning basically is really to get the gist. Why is it so important? Okay, because you want to know what to expect for the text first. I think that's the first step to reading. Okay, before you go into inferential, before you go into answering little questions. Yeah, so we're going to touch on narrative compre. I think by now you should be quite familiar. Okay, in terms of comprehension, there are 3 components in your paper 2. Right? Section A is actually your visual text. 5 marks. Okay. Section B is your narrative compre. Okay, which is actually your 20 marks. And lastly, your section C, which is your non-narrative compre. Okay, non-narrative compre comprises of your summary as well. So it's a total of 25 marks. So total, it gives you 50 marks for your paper 2. Okay. Of course, it's not possible for us to cover all aspects today. We are only just going to touch on narrative compre. And a lot of times students struggle with narrative compre questions because they tend to ask you a lot about language. And sometimes language is not that easy to grasp. Okay, you need to be able to understand the text first. Okay, so first thing is to skim and scan. Okay, that's a skill to have. So skimming means you glance through the text quickly. Okay, by quickly, we're really talking about just scanning through, okay, to discover what is it about, okay? So it can be, let's say, if it's a visual text, for example, okay, for example, the genre is a web page or it's an advertisement. You will want to look at any visuals, find out about the headings or whatever is the biggest font size. Okay, and now, of course, in longer text, especially one with no headings or illustrations, which is actually your narrative compre. No pictures, nothing, right? There's no illustrations, no headings, nothing. So these are the ones with just words after words. Comprehension. Okay, so read the first sentence or the first lines. Why first lines? Because I think we've learned that for compo, first lines are usually your topic sentences. So your topic sentences will reveal something about what the text is going to be about. Okay, so usually the first sentence or the first few lines of the paragraphs will tell you what the text is about. So quickly skim through it. Okay, maybe later on we'll touch on visual. Okay, this one is basically any visual text. Anything that comes with pictures, images, or illustration is a visual text. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll touch on visual text later because today, after all, we're not focusing on visual text. We're focusing more on narrative compre. Okay, so we're going to touch on narrative compre first, yeah? So it is important to know what you're reading about. So when asked to read anything, do not read everything first. Okay, have an idea first. Come in with an idea, right? Glance quickly at the text. Your focus should be answering the question, what is this about? What is this text about? What am I reading? Okay, you might even want to think about what genre is this, right? Okay, so we have here a practice. Maybe I'll just quickly, okay, to get you ready first. So the instruction is that you're supposed to quickly skim through the text that I'm going to review and tell me what is it about. Okay, so you have 30 seconds to find out. Okay, I think 30 seconds is up. Can we just have a quick discussion? What do you think this is all about? What are the words that are repetitive?
Silk Road.
Silk Road. Okay. What about the Silk Road?
The greatest trade route.
Nam, you said something?
The Silk Road is the greatest trade route.
Okay. It used to be one of the greatest trade road, yes. Yichen, you said Silk Road. I saw your answer in the chat. Yeah, it is about the Silk Road. Okay. So 30 seconds, I think, gives you a rough idea. This entire passage is going to be about Silk Road, mainly about how it was a main trade road. Okay, and also what are things that were traded on the Silk Road. Yeah, so you should have understood that this text is about the Silk Road. I think most of you have gotten it in the past. Okay, the context is in the past. And you did even better if you have understood the following, that the road ran on land between China and the Mediterranean. Right? So from China had already found its way into the Mediterranean region 2,400 years ago. Right? So that tells you about where it ran from. And as it was a trade route, many items traveled along the road linking civilizations. How do you know that? Right? It's known as glass road, maybe because glass was traded. And then you have like, what else were traded? Material trades, right? Other than material trades, actually ideas were also traversed the route. So the exchange of ideas. Okay. So that's that. And then the last point is that that was the most important link at the time in the area of the world. Yeah. Because at its height, then, okay, in the past, the Silk Road was the center thoroughfare. So it's basically the main route for trading. It's the most important link that links people and also, you know, places from during that period of time. Okay, so that those are the main points for skimming scanning. So the point of skimming is now very clear to you, right? Because in 30 seconds, you would already have discovered the main topic. Okay, main topic of the passage. So when you come to read the text in detail, you will then be looking out for greater details. So skimming is the first time, okay? Then after that, I think the next part to comprehension is that you might just want to read the questions first. So after skimming through, read the questions. Generally for narrative compre, you have roughly about 10 to 12 questions. Okay, so read the questions, roughly know what you are looking for, what kind of information you're looking for. So things like, for example, information about the route itself, where exactly did it run, items that were traded, how civilizations were linked. Okay, so these are the things that you might just want to look into and also to extract information from the text from. Okay. Okay, let me see. It's such a bummer because this thing can't work, huh? Yeah, it's not working. Okay, never mind. Such a bummer because it should be working. No, that's that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I will just time you manually. Okay, now activity 2. Here are the first sentences. Like I said, first sentences are usually the topic sentences. So can you predict what the passage is about? You have 30 seconds to find out. Can't see my clock. Can you? Okay, time's up. Okay, I wanted to put the timer on my phone. Yeah, okay, so basically what is this? Maybe can you just predict or make a guess which genre is this? Which genre is this passage going to be? It's just first sentence of different paragraphs, yeah, of the same passage. So what genre is this? Okay, I see some responses in the chat. Camping in a mangrove. Okay, that's what Ishan said. Galvin said mangrove. Yes. Okay, we're talking about mangrove. Canoe. Nobody said canoeing, huh? Someone said camping on the beach. Okay. We do have some mixed responses, right? Anyone has any idea which genre is this? Is it like an expository? Is it informative text? Is it a personal recount? What do you think? Personal recount, yes, Galvin and Chloe, very good. Okay, so I think the main idea is that because you do notice there are a lot of first person pronoun, right? First person pronouns such as, for example, your I, okay, my, okay, possessive pronoun, my, it's again first person, right? Possessive first person pronoun. Okay, so this actually tells you that this is a personal recount. Okay, it's recounting on what? What event? What incident is that? This person is canoeing through a maze of mangroves, right? And then this person actually set up a tent, right? A camp, and marveled again at good fortune. So probably something good happened to him, which we do not know. So that's something that we want to find out later. Okay. Yeah. Right. So this passage is, of course, okay, if you were to answer this, it is a personal recount. I think Chloe and Anla got it. This one. It is about, okay, let me see. There are more responses coming in. Canoeing in the mangrove, Anam said to unload goods to make a camp. Okay, yeah, good prediction there. It is about a canoe trip. Okay, it's a canoe trip that the author took to an island, right? Okay, so it recounts on the arrival at the island because he said he was in luck or good fortune, right? So it recounts on the arrival at the island. Okay, making a camp basically. I think someone mentioned that, was it Yi-Chen, right? Making a camp and being pleased with his luck. We do not know why, but that's something we want to find out later, right? So he was very pleased with his luck at being there.